Alright guys, we're out here today and we've just received us a new little 3D archery target, and I don't know, I just kind of felt compelled to do a little review on it. This is the Delta Mckenzie Kill Zone 3D target. As you can see, the box isn't very big, so it's not your typical 3D target. So just gonna unbox this thing first. And this is what you got. This is just the midsection of a white-tailed deer. It's about 9 pounds. It's got targets on each end out here, as you can see. And just wanted to get something to get off the bag target that I'm using. We're getting closer to archery season. And this target here, I got it for $79. Previously I've had full-size 3D deer targets and they're great. I love them. But if you're on a budget and just looking not to spend $150, $300, $400 on one of the 3D targets, I thought this might be something good to try. Obviously you've got the torso, you've got the leg, and don't know about the foam yet. We're going to take it down here and put it through the paces, fire some shots into it, see how easy it is to pull out of the foam, hopefully get an idea of how durable it's going to be over time. But one of the first things I'm going to do this target, and I've seen this on some other channels, there's no difference between the actual deer torso and what would be underneath. And I kind of feel like out at some distance, it may be hard to distinguish since this is the same color. So we're going to tape this little area off, keeping the torso and stuff brown, and just going to take a little touch of spray paint, probably spray paint this a different color just to distinguish the two parts of the target. Now it does have the little rings. I'm not a competition shooter at all. I'm a hunter. Of course you have the whole vital area, and some problem I noticed, I am a traditional archer, I shoot a longbow. Some problems I have, I've noticed, and this may just be me, I'm not sure, but shooting at a actual round target with a bullseye, I seem to shoot a lot better than when I transition on a 3D target. And I think that's because, there's an old saying, aim small, miss small. Well, on a regular bullseye target, you have the bullseye, and I shoot a fixed crawl, so I am aiming with the end of my arrow or tip or your broadhead, however you want to say, and I'm having to put that either directly on what I'm aiming at, above or below it, because we do have to compensate with those type bows. And I think the deer silhouette target I've been using has a big vital lung area. That's a big area. I don't know if I'm not concentrating enough or what the deal is, but I can shoot at a 2D deer target, like a bag target that has the outline of the vitals, and my groups will not be near as tight as they do with a target that has an actual bullseye on it. Now I'm still shooting good enough to kill the animal. Most of the shots are in the lung area, in the heart area, but they're just not group tight. So another thing I'm probably going to do this target is I'm probably going to color this right here. That is a great aiming place for whitetail. Of course that depends on, obviously you got to look at the angle of the deer. If it's quartering away, if you're elevating the stand, it may want to go in higher to come out lower on the back side. If it's a sharp angle, you may want to come in further back to get up into it. But we're just going to be simulating a white-tailed deer standing broadside on the ground. This would be where I would aim. So we're actually going to color this little dot in to give me a aiming point of reference. I know a true animal in the woods does not have a little dot painted on their side, but that's going to help me through repetition, I do believe, in making better shots exactly in the area we need to make. So we're going to take this thing off and just touch it up with a little spray paint, get her ready, and we're going to take her down here and do a few shots in it. guys, if you can see, we've got her taped off loosely here. This isn't really arts and crafts day, but just to kind of use what I had at the house, had some old duct tape. So we've duct taped a little bit just to not to get back spray on other parts of the decoy, but enough to make my little bullseye for what I'm going to be shooting at with a completely broadside deer on the ground. Taped off the belly here, and just kind of dug in around in the garage and just found some old Krylon. Looks like it's kind of a grayish color, and basically we're just wanting something, a reference point on the animal to shoot at, and want to distinguish what is the sky or the ground or grass or whatever, kind of separating the body of this deer from the body of the target. So we're just gonna, like I said, do a little light coat and go from there. Then we're gonna put this thing down range and let some fly. All right, guys, it's had enough time to dry up, and gonna take the tape off here in just a second. Go set her up. What we got finished up here, as you can see, we've got just a faint little spray around there. It's not gonna matter or anything, but we do have our aiming point. You can tell the difference between the actual deer torso and the bottom of the target. And if you'll notice, it's actually double-sided. We left this side as is. Didn't really want no aiming point on this side, so this will be a target that you can shoot either way, front or back. And we're gonna go down here and see what we can do with it. All right, guys, we've shot quite a few times here at 15. So far, I do like the target. The arrows are just a tad difficult to pull out. Not bad though, but I am shooting a longbow. You guys are shooting compounds and crossbows. Might be a little more difficult till this target gets broken, because that's a lot faster than what I'm shooting right here. So far, so good. We're going back up to 20 and see if we can get them where we need them at 20 yards. All right, guys, we're going to back up to 25, fire a couple rounds. So far, so good. Starting to get a little tired though. I've noticed my groups are starting to widen up a little bit. So one thing with shooting this type of archery, you don't want to get too tired and start developing bad form, which I probably should quit now, but because I don't know, I've shot probably 20-30 times, I guess, or more. But we're going to fling a couple here at 25. Just see where we're hitting on the target, show you guys what's going on with it. So we're going to fire a few more, and then we'll give you our final thoughts. All right, guys, my final thoughts on the Mckenzie Kill Zone is I actually like it. If you're looking for a budget 3D deer target, this midsection I think will do the trick. Obviously a whole deer is more realistic, but this is fairly realistic. The foam itself, like I said, I think it's going to be durable. It was stopping the arrows. They was penetrating maybe 3 inches, I guess. You compound, and crossbow guys probably gonna get more than I am with the longbow, but as you can see, I shot a bunch of times, and this is like a self-healing foam, if you can see there. Like, it's really hard to even see the target's been shot. The foam is pretty much self-healed. I think I'm gonna get a lot of shooting out of this. And then the great thing about this target is when you kind of start to wear this side out, you can always flip to this side. So I think it's going to be a durable target. It's going to represent shooting a deer. It has the vitals. If you're a bow hunter, this is what you look for. And you still, after you wear both sides out, if you want to get technical, you've got the little skinny sides. So I don't know, I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. This is also, I think I failed to mention this, you can actually shoot broadheads in this too if you want to tune your broadheads, or just check to see how your broadheads are flying in reference to your field points. I'd say it would take a pretty good punishment on quite a few broadhead shots myself too. So anyway, if you're in the market for a nice little 3D deer target that's not a whole target, just the midsection, and want to save a few bucks to put towards something else, I would definitely recommend the Delta Mckenzie Kill Zone. Guys, get out there, fling some arrows. Season's right around the corner, and here in about 3 weeks, we'll see you in the woods.